hear the voice of reason.
Thank you. You're far too kind. Welcome to another edition of Tell It How It Is. I am your host, Voice of Reason, and I appreciate you joining me once again. How's everyone doing? What's good, my people? All right. All right, let's go right in, though. When females go out their way to have male friends, this sounds like an attack, but really listen to what I'm saying. I'm not putting an age or a limit on this. Women, as a whole, exempt the exceptions, love attention, seek attention, need attention, etc. So, when you find that there's these females that they just always in guys' face, always with guys, always have a lot of male friends, they may say, I don't have a lot of female friends, chicks are grimy. I don't have no female friends, can't trust them chicks. They make that make sense in their own way, and there may be legit reasons for some of that. But the point of this is they just need attention, guys. So to even discuss this just means that if a female is being nice to you, interact with you, you know, checks on you, it doesn't mean, it could not mean anything more than that. They just want interaction. They just want male energy. They just want attention. They just, you know what I mean? It's selfish in a way. It sounds selfish, but you're really not important. Now, what can make you feel like you have some importance is if you feel like they interact with you frequent. So it doesn't go too left. Like, they check on you. They have a consistency of every day, every few hours. And even if you're just a friend and it's nothing more and it's still this just for attention thing, there are levels. So now if you're that male friend that you might hear from her, she may give you 2-3 days straight, then you don't hear from her for weeks. It kind of proves this point even more. She's got better attention going on. But either way, you have to move accordingly, guys. I know there's some other pods and other life coaches and relationship coaches, and in the masculine world, red pill, etc., they will tell you not to fall for this or entertain this. Like, there's this secret war that females seeking male energy shouldn't be given unless the male decides that this is conditions he like. Meaning, if this is a female he's not trying to pursue and he does look at her as little sis or just a cool person in general. So if he sees that, and the red pill masculine world be like, how many of those? You know, that it's not, it doesn't sound popular that there's a guy that just has a whole bunch of female friends that they're just cool and he sees them as just that. It can happen. Like I said, there's always the exceptions. But in today's world, it's taught that a male and female, if you're a not related blood, if you don't have like someone that explains how y'all even know each other. Meaning, if the female is married to your coworker, a friend, an associate, and you're kind of cool with that person, so you know this female and whatever interaction y'all have was based off that. Those are like the two avenues where you should have friends, female friends, or from the sandbox, or long enough where, you know, they've been through some shit and they really stood tall on you. Those stories may sound rare from some guys, but these are 3 lanes where females can be your friend. It can be perfectly healthy and honest, and that's it. But for the majority outside of that, again, in the masculine world, fellas, you shouldn't have 5, 6, 7 homegirls. Unless, you know, there's seeking. I hate to expose that, but you know, we can use age. But I did give the 3 lanes where it is healthy and there are just friends. But from the female's perspective, them going out their way to have male friends in abundance is strictly for attention, interaction, and male energy. It doesn't make you special, because I think when a female gets her life, she don't really have that. She may have 1 or 2, if that. And she's not really interacting heavily once she comes to terms and she gets a man, a real good partner, a real strong partner, because they say your partner's supposed to be your friend. So now if she really had male interactions, let's say because of the being related, because of like, you know, their homegirls, man, which that should be real, you know how tricky that could be? But anyway, I ain't never been cool with nobody I was with, they homegirl, and we had interactions like legally, like normally. Like that didn't really go that way. So we could scratch that. But relatives, co-worker type shit, maybe, depending on how strong that is. And that's it. So when you see a female doing this and she has a bunch of male friends, I don't think she's found that one yet. Bottom line is what I'm saying. So that's it with that. Okay, so don't think you're special, guys. Sorry. I can't stress enough, it's really how they treat you over the looks. Stop the delusion. You know that I do try to obtain information that helps women too, but this is mainly, as a guy, to help guys. So when things become repetitive, it's because I'm seeing things that I think you need a reminder. So it's not an excuse if I discuss things more than once. If you see me going back to a topic, I saw something that made me do that. And I don't care. You know, when you're trying to help or do your due diligence for the world, you're trying to leave an impact on this world, and you have genuine intent, patience is a virtue. You may have to repeat yourself because they're just not getting it. Also, some of the repetitive topics is for people who didn't catch the episode that had it prior. Because, you know, let's be honest, life be lifing, and I don't think everybody catches everything. So that's just a little disclaimer. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, share, comment, like, Voice of Reason NF. Anyway, I can't stress enough is really how they treat you overlooked. Stop the delusion. So of course this was discussed before. What I am simply saying is chase what you want. Go after what you want in all aspects of life. But guys, we're aging. I'm not going to say old. We're aging to where you have to pay attention. You have to read the room. You have to check temperature. And you're letting, and I think that's a man thing for our entire existence. It's a definite work in progress and something to really lock in and control, because maturity is one thing, but like our feelings inside and lust and attraction and beauty, and you know, these are the man's weakness since the beginning of time. And those prehistoric stories and kingdoms and kings and queens, yo, those, they didn't have an age limit. It's not like back in that time they got to a certain age and smartened up. The fuckery that went on for thousands of years. So I'm not saying that makes it right. What I'm saying is, man, they have tried to embed in us that man is the chase, the hunt, like, you know what I mean? Like to attack, to the aggressive behavior as a whole. So I think part of sexuality and part of attraction is beastly like that as well. So yes, we mature and we supposed to get to a point where we could control that, not attack everything, go after everything, try to conquer everything. definitely you have to lock in on that at some point in your life. But what I'm saying is it's still a distraction, even in its simplicity, even in the humility. So when we calm it down some and we're not chasing tail every day and chasing after every cat, what we do want still has that high view of it. So we still want something really exclusive to balance the fact that we're not chasing in multiples. Because to be honest, I think some men look at it like, if I got multiples, I don't have to go for top model per se, because these few, this roster can equal up to make them feel like they have a top model. Ladies, I don't expect you to get that. So if you do, cool. You got to get past that. I mean, you don't have to. Some guys can continue to live life and will always think they should live life that way. Just be honest and transparent about it.
Yourself. Be the humble guy that you is and stay that way. And I bet you got some humble pie in your fridge that you crave for. You ain't an ape, dog. Fuck around and bathe in blood. Fade the scene, it's Maybelline. Them tales you be making up about war stories and fake brawls. To anything that you made for. When shit get thicker than 8 walls, say your brother fight too, Jake Paul. So that makes you Logan. Got no slogan. Yeah, right, you wish. When that track drop, I'm that hot. So hush, just gotta do this. I'm oh so in control, bro. So don't try to be slick. It's a no-no. Only low blows. Your chick say hi to my dick. Disrespect, nah. I'ma check y'all. Make them close the casket. Don't test y'all. I dress y'all, and that's how you close in fashion.
Just lock in, fellas. View the life as the finer things, what you work for, what you can appreciate. So take that same strategy with your selection of women is all I'm saying. Yes, it would be dope if we could have top model if that's what you want. But will that top model treat you the way you want? Do they match you on an intellectual level? Do you have the same likes? This is easier said than done, and everybody speaks this way as if they got it figured out. And I'm not sitting here acting like I got all this shit figured out. What I'm saying is read the room, check the temperature, repeat, repeat, repeat. If you are dating, if you are seeking, these are things to notice right away. So you're going to do what you do, and I can't tell you how much to peel back as far as if we're not looking at looks. I'm not saying don't let it matter at all, but stop chasing premium prime, using your conquering and bestiality, because that attraction is sparked by what we see. And if you go off what you see, it can take over this whole thing where now you don't have the process you should have by thinking long term or worth your time. Let's not scare people with long term because people are scared of commitment. But what I'm saying is your time is precious. So what's value to your time? And if you take that alone, you lock in right away, my time. So yes, I'll use my eyes. I use my attraction and whatever strategy you use and how you justify approaching and seeking women. But your time, is it worth your time? That's all. If you could say yes, go ahead. Like I said, different strokes for different folks. So this may never hit everyone, but you got to look at that, especially as a hustler, a grinder, a father, young man. Yes, this stuff is important, how you spend your time. And it could get really dark chasing something that's time wasting just because you used your eyes and your lust. There's other things inside that can possibly control what you chase. But treatment over beauty, you should win. And again, that doesn't mean scrape the bottom. I'm not telling you to not pay attention to looks at all, because looks, hygiene, how they keep themselves, because there's some less, and I'm going on a rant more. There's some less attractive, like not your norm guys. Let's be real. There's not your norm, but they clean up nice. And hygiene and all of that is super important as well. So I'm not saying scrape the bottom. Come on, it's not gray and white like that. You gotta really go through the motions of this, what I'm saying, and go, all right, I see now. So don't get crazy on me just because I say don't go for top model. It's out there. Patience is a virtue. All right. It should always make you feel uncomfortable to ask for or borrow money, even if you have to, fellas. So the mentality here should be like, damn, it must be that real. It must be that real that I gotta go this route. As a grown man, I'm sorry who takes this personal or not. I don't care what your situation is. I don't care what you're going through. And I could talk because, once again, I don't have it all figured out and I ain't rich or wealthy. But I do know that there's this fire inside that says handle it yourself, get to it yourself, do the best you can. Keep figuring it out. Keep digging. Keep trying to find other ways. Like your life is shift, move around, do this, don't do this. How can I do this better? What can I do without? How can I stretch this dollar? Where can I stash that at? How can I do better at going, like, if you a real, you know what I mean? You got to be a certain type of build that you just going to keep crunching and keep thinking of ways to make it. So when you get to the, damn, it must be that real, right? There should be this uncomfortability in you. I don't give a fuck if you got kin that's millionaires or friends that got it. See, the mentality should still stay sharp like this, because you won't get lax and lackadaisical and privileged to think that you always gonna get bailed out. So that's why I say I don't care who you know and what they got. There should be an uncomfortability if this becomes a case for you. Now listen, I ain't telling you to starve. Shit do get thick, and it could go this route where you need to do this. I'm not saying it's in a perfect world. I'm saying reality is reality, but that uncomfortability is going to learn you a lesson. It should. You know what I mean? It should make you better after it. And it should be the battery and the motivation to get that bread back to that person as soon as possible. This is a you thing. I'm not talking about caring what people think, because if they really your peoples, that's not the reason. That shouldn't be the motivation for what I'm saying here. I'm saying even if they love you to pieces and your credit is good and they ain't pressing, you should feel a way. Like, I really gotta go here. Nah, I gotta figure this out. And do what you gotta do. No judgment. I'm just saying, it shouldn't be a thing where you so comfy, cozy, like it ain't nothing. Like, I'm telling you this right now, you listening and watching like I'm bugging. That means something's wrong. You really need to check yourself. Fellas, I'm not talking to the ladies here. I know ladies that's like that, even more on that than some guys. And that's bad, because it's not a challenge here that women can't be on that time. And it's just that I feel like I don't know that world of what the women do when they go to their homegirls and ask. I heard that shit get real crazy, and it could. But that's not my motivation. And my motivation, you as a man, don't worry about what the women doing. You as a man should have certain shit in order. And when shit go left, it can just get right back. Don't let that shit sink and build up and you get comfy, or you play victim. So you not comfy, but the victim role so strong, it still blurs you from how you supposed to be. You understand? So that's my take on that. And to close out, some people just take longer to get it. Long as you see effort, don't give up on them. That go hand in hand with what I just said. Yeah, some people don't figure it out overnight. A lot of people not going to figure it out overnight. This life is learning. Every moment you're awake, every moment you're breathing, you're trying to figure a better way to do things. You should be a better way of survival, an easier way to survive, an easier way to crunch numbers, a better way to live, a better way to survive, an easier. Yo, I could go on, and that's all the brain should be doing. Still being reasonable though, because you can't get too crazy with it where now you neglect certain necessities that you must do. There's things that will always need attention and need money and resources for. You're not going to figure it out where, okay, let's say you pay the water bill, so I'm only going to take a shower once a week to save like, come on, let's not get crazy. Or, you know what I mean? Just that example alone should to tell you where I'm going as far as like, there's certain things you can't eliminate, but you still learn every day. You still find ways. You still try to figure this out to limit a lot of the bleeding of your finances for real. And you still got to live too. Because if you a true hustler, work hard, play harder. I won't necessarily say everyone gets to play harder, but you should be able to play too. So it's not really, again, try to avoid victim mode. Try to avoid starvation modes. Try to, you can't get too, because certain shit, it just is what it is. But you just try to keep a clear head and good confidence that you will figure out a better way than last time. And the phrase paycheck to paycheck, listen, you could sit there and feel bad about that. You could judge yourself for it. I hope you don't judge the people around you for it, because that shit is more than you think. No one knows that true number. Everybody act like they good. Social media does what? And everybody look like they, making some type of moves, right? But that paycheck to paycheck is way more than you can possibly think. And there's no judgment here. And again, you just keep trying and keep trying. And keep thinking and keep figuring and keep, that's what life gonna be. I sound repetitive as hell, but that's what life is gonna be. How can I figure this out? How can I do better with this $200 than the last time I had this $200? How much longer does this bread last than the last time I had it? How much better can I spend having this amount than I did Yo, that's how it is. And the more you put pressure on yourself, respectfully, healthy wise, you should get better at it. You should get better. Especially if the finances don't dwindle that much. If you pretty much are getting the same amount of bread each time, or it goes up, or it might just drop a little bit, and shit still happens. I'm not saying you're still not going to take a dive sometimes, but lock in. I want us to alleviate stress on shit we can't control financially and otherwise, and just see how we can do it better the next time. So till the next time, my 3 P's: stay positive, stay pushing, stay progressive. Peace.
You hear the voice of reason.